Today, we're going to be going over AP invoices and how to automate your invoices in Vergo. We're going to go over how to import invoices by uploading a document, bringing them in automatically from your email account, looking at things like flags and duplicate invoices, the approval process and change that an invoice goes through before being reported to your ERP, how to code your invoice with job information, a route it for approval process, and look at some of the outstanding invoices and analytics and other features to help your team get your invoices processed as fast as possible using Vergo. Let's get into it. I'm logged into my Vergo account here, and on the home section, I can see an overview of my transactions. If I click the bill tab, I can actually see analytics on my bills and my invoices. On this first tab here, I can see what bills are waiting to be approved, what bills that have been approved but are not reported in my ERP yet. I can also see which team members have an outstanding amount of bills, and I can let them know if we need some bills processed to clear up their accounts. If I go into the bills tab here, I can also see an overview of the approval chain that Vergo has for each bill that comes into our dashboard. A bill will become a new bill when it's imported. When it's edited and added job costing information, we can submit it for approval, and it will be in the needs approval section. Once it's approved by a team member, it will be in the approved tab. And then once we have synced it to our ERP, it's going to be in the reported section. If an approved bill is put on hold, it'll be on the hold tab. If it's canceled, it will be here. And I can get a quick overview of all of my bills and everything that's been happening in my account in the All tab. Let's go over how to import an invoice, create a new bill, or bring an invoice over with an automatic mailbox account. So every invoice that hits an email at your AP invoice email, it will automatically be brought into Vergo. If I click on new bill over here, I get two options: to create a new bill from scratch, where I can add an image, update all the information for this bill here manually, or I can bring in an invoice to be scanned by Vergo's AI by just uploading any PDF. This bill has now been created and it's being processed. If I refresh the page, Vergo's AI is going to pull in all of my pertinent information for this bill: the invoice number, the date, the due date, the amount, who it was created by. If I click into this invoice, I'm going to get an overview of what's going on and what coding needs to happen for this invoice. I have a lot of options here. I can put this invoice on hold. I can copy a link to this invoice and share it with a colleague so they come directly to this screen if I'm referencing something, if I need information about this invoice. I can add a vendor to this invoice, double check the invoice number has been accurately scanned, which it has. I can see the invoice date, due date, add a memo, mark it as a credit invoice, and then I can create line items for this invoice, or even multiple line items, by adding an item here. If I see the subtotal, this invoice has been pulled in accurately with a subtotal here, the tax here, and the total amount for the invoice here. I can add additional line items if I'd like, change the description of the overall invoice line item if I'd like, add job costing information here. Once the invoice is satisfied and all my job costing information has been added that I like, I could submit this invoice for approval. The bill has now been submitted for approval, and now I'm on the approval screen where I can see the bill details, and they're grayed out because this bill has been submitted for approval, and now it's just in the approval flow. I can see who needs to approve it here next. I can see that John needs to approve this bill. Since I'm logged in as John, I have the permissions to approve this bill. We can also edit any of the permission stack here to see if we would like to add any additional approvers. If I wanted to add Lorraine and Rich to the approval chain, I can do that. I can even remove John if I'd like. And once I click done, I can see that all of my approvers have been added to this bill easily. And it's going to require Rich, Lorraine, and John to approve this bill before it's marked as approved. Now, if I go back, the third option in bringing in invoices is to bring them in automatically from an email address. So every time you set up an AP invoice with Vergo, you'll get a custom email address to send all of your invoices to be automatically scanned and created as new invoices within Vergo. All I have to do is go to my company email address for my AP invoices, forward all emails that come through to that address, and it will come to Vergo. Any PDF attachments will be automatically scanned and brought into this new section, just as if we were to upload a PDF here. It's going to do the same action. Let's approve an invoice and go through the entire approval chain in real time. This invoice has been scanned, but it needs a couple pieces of information here in order for me to bring it into my ERP. I'm going to double check that the invoice number is great, the line items, and the total. I'm going to add a GL account here and a job, and I'm going to submit this for approval. Now I'll go back to my dashboard to get an overview of where this is in the approval process. And it went from the new to needs approval section. Also, since I've processed a couple invoices that need me as the next approver, I'm also going to get an email in my inbox that's going to say, there's a bill in your Vergo inbox that needs your approval here. This is the one we just processed. If I click on this link, it's actually going to take me directly to that bill. Let's go back to this bill. I can see an overview of all of my needs to approve bills. I can see who the next approver is in this section. I can see who it was created by. And a really nice thing here is in this dashboard, I can click approve to instantly approve this bill without opening it. Additionally, if one of my colleagues needs to approve a bill and I'm waiting on them and I'd like to ping them that they need to approve this bill, I can click remind. That's going to email them a reminder saying there's a bill that needs your approval. Please give it your attention. Now, if I approve this top bill, it's going to move to the approved section. I can see all the approved bills here. And what's really nice is all these bills that have been approved that are ready to be synced to my ERP, I can sync them all in one click. I'm just going to sync the top bill here, save us a little bit of time. And I can import these bills as pending or unapproved if I'd like, and click sync. Now it shows that all the one-of-one items have been synced to my ERP. You can connect a Spectrum, Sage, Foundation account in Vergo. And whatever ERP you have, it will automatically sync here and will be posted as pending or unapproved like I had. It'll have all the information directly from my ERP pulled in automatically. Now, a question we get a lot is, what if someone uploads a bill twice? How do I see if my team, who's working independently of each other, are not adding invoices, duplicating invoices? And as you'll see here, if I pull in an invoice, I believe it was invoice number 7, and I were to upload that document again, whether it comes through email or is uploaded twice, once that bill is processed, if it has the exact same information, we're going to get a duplicate invoice flag here. Now, if I click on any of these invoices, it's going to give me a warning that this is a duplicate. I can skip this screen, I can cancel the invoice, or I can view all the other duplicates for this invoice. What's really nice is I can click this button here to cancel all other duplicates and remain to have this one as the original. Now, this one has been removed as a duplicate from my inbox. The other one has been canceled and it has been moved to the cancel tab. Now I can begin to process this invoice. So that's it. That's an overview of our AP invoice automation system with Vergo, how easy it is to process invoices fast and efficiently, move them through your approval chain, add job codes that are directly tied to your ERP account of choice, whether it's Foundation, Spectrum, or Sage. You can route custom approvals by user, by role, multiple users, a single user, to have any complex approval chain that you'd like. And then once everything is approved, you can click one button and sync it all to your ERP. As easy as that. I hope you've learned something today. If you have any questions on the AP invoice side for Vergo, or you'd like to learn more, please reach out to our team. Thank you.